So I'm going to talk a little bit about infomercial principles in e-commerce. Basically, these are things that you can apply to product detail pages in order to maximize conversions. Essentially the same principles for selling through an infomercial apply to selling off of a product detail page. So I think it's useful sometimes to exaggerate principles and to really drive home the point. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, is kind of exaggerating some of the things, which happens to go along with how infomercials work. So a little bit about me. I'm from Columbus. Been a jiu-jitsu instructor for a long time. I like terrible puns, and I actually have a store. I'm the inventor of the quick loop mop, so I have a mop that I also sell. So these are some of the brands I've worked with. My company is Iron Pulley. So we specialize in using direct response channels to build brands. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between brand and direct response advertising. But first, this is really what our work is about, is making really high-end remarketing ads and custom dynamic ads using feed-based, catalog-based advertising to make really high-touch ads with creative diversity. Those are a couple of examples of some of our work. So just talking a little bit about the difference between brand and direct response advertising first. So I like to think about brand as romance. Brand is something that's designed to create a feeling, to sort of inspire you, where direct response is about taking action. How can I get this thing? It's sort of an instant gratification thing and driving somebody to gratification. So I think of direct response as happiness, where brand is maybe the romance and the love. So this is the essential formula, the timeless formula of how infomercials work. There is basically there's 6 parts to this, and we're going to go through each of these parts. It's a problem-solution format. So essentially you're going to expose a problem and maybe exaggerate a problem, but you're going to set the stage. You're going to give somebody some background for that problem. You're going to demonstrate the solution. You're going to build some trust in the journey, and then you're going to see if you can capitalize on that trust with upsells and cross-sells. And then you're going to promise to exceed. You're going to have to make some sort of reason for somebody to push them over the edge if somebody's on the edge. And then you're going to ask. You're going to ask for the order. So I'm going to show some examples of how this works. So in the infomercial world, most of the problems are exaggerated for effect. So in your product detail page, it might be a little bit difficult to get this kind of really clear problem. But within e-commerce, clearly stating the problem in as few words as possible, as clearly as possible, is very beneficial to setting up a person's expectations. And then demonstrating the solution. So I don't know if this is kind of an age test. If you remember what this product is, this is the Flowbee, which is a vacuum product to cut hair. And I think she's considering killing him right now, and he's really happy because he doesn't think he's going to die. So you have a choice to make between features and benefits. So features are things that you as a product developer care about and your customer does not. You care about the things that went into the product. The customer doesn't care about the things that went into the product. They care about the benefits. So benefits are generally emphasized over features when you're trying to put together a good value proposition page. So, thinking about how your product is differentiated, what the relevancy is of your product, what are the key benefits, and then building trust. So I've got Miss Cleo here again. I'm old, right? So in infomercials, it's testimonials, it's money back guarantees. In e-commerce, it's social validation, it's ratings and reviews, it's trust symbols, influencer endorsements, free returns or guarantees. like how can you break this down so somebody knows that they can trust you? What are you providing? What sort of symbols? Like it can be as simple as some sort of a verified checkout and making sure that your security processes are in place. But usually you need a little bit more than that. So cross-sells and upsells. So cross-sells are, so this whole family bought into this, and they all bought the cross-sells. Cross-sells are the accessories. Cross-sells are the things that go along with whatever you're selling. That should be part of your pitch right on that product detail page, thinking about what are the accessories, what is something else that somebody might like that goes along with this product. The upsell is there a better version of this product? So say you're selling a $200 grill and there's a version of it that does both charcoal and gas, and it's $100 more. Do you have a way to present that upsell to your client? Is there a way to expose them to that opportunity to do something that's, to spend a little bit more money with you? So then the promise to exceed. So in the infomercial business, this is but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more is a very powerful motivator. So hopefully you've done your job up until this point to get somebody convinced. But it takes a lot from getting somebody convinced to getting them to actually open up their wallet. So that's why all of these companies, this is a staple of the infomercial world, is but wait, there's more. So what is included? What's the service I might get after I buy it? You know, what can go beyond that expectation? Since happiness is all about setting and exceeding an expectation, what can go beyond that expectation to carry somebody over the edge? And then the last and most important thing, which people often miss, ask for the order. How are you asking for the order? Are you explicitly asking for the order? Now you see this in a lot of advertisements that say shop now, or a call to action, which is essentially just that, asking for the order. This is the most important. Don't make me think, show me what to do next. Right, so this is an example of a modern e-commerce site that has implemented all of this in their brand voice without any of the cheese. There's no cheese factor on this page at all, but it follows these same principles. So before this was implemented, this company had kind of what I would refer to as sort of a Craigslist product detail page, which just had a picture of the product and a description of the product, and it performed well, it performed okay. After this, they had a 17% lift in both conversion and roughly a 17.5% lift in revenue. So roughly a 17% lift in conversion and revenue from just guiding somebody along in that thought process and kind of using this same flow in the product detail page. And you can see it is called out step by step. So, yeah. So I just want to go back and talk about this from the standpoint that this formula was really invented in the 20s, in the 1920s. I consider this to be one of the closest things to a perfect ad. So there's a book, it's public domain, it's free to access, you can download it as a PDF, it's Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins. It is basically these guys figured out that they could use coupons. If you mailed in your coupon, that was how they measured your response. That was the analytics back in 1923. How many coupons did you send in? And they could measure variance of ads by what the key that would be on the coupon that was sent in. So it's very much this same formulation that we use in the modern day. It's the same sort of thing that you can use on a product detail page. Thank you. That's my